Hi, I'm Danger Dan Jers, the host and GM of the D&D Real Play podcast, D&D Dark. Join us on Wednesdays for an absurd, over-the-top comedy horror adventure, starring some of history's most infamous monsters.
I'm Ben Magnet. I play Mary Frankenstein, our barbarian.
I am Daniel Cruz. I am playing Imhotep the Mummy, our cleric.
I'm Jordan, and I play Larry Talbot, a lycanthropic warlock.
I am Grayson, playing Jet Griffin, the Invisible Man, the party's rogue.
I am Aaron. I play the Phantom of the Opera, our bard.
For more information, go to dndarkpodcast.com and listen to us anywhere you find podcasts.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Davis over at Con Freaks and Geeks, and I would like to welcome you to another episode of Pop Culture Gems. This is a series where we talk to amazing creators, artists, cosplayers, voice actors, and so much more. If you want to check us out, give us a thumbs up, a like, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, the CFG channel, or you can listen to us on any podcast service out there. We are on Stitcher, we are on Apple, Google, what have you, on any services out there. So definitely give it up there. So if you also want to check out some fantastic geeky content all in one area, go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, in one nice whole package. My guest today on this episode is an amazing cosplayer, is an amazing anime geek. I've been really good friends with her for several years. She's done so many cool things and so many cool adventures with me, and amongst other things, she's also streams occasionally. I'm gonna have to call you out occasionally on Twitch. But you definitely know her from her awesome Dragon Ball Z cosplays. I'd like to welcome Naomi Moonz on the show. What is up, Naomi?
Hey, welcome. This is the one and only Naomi Moonz.
Yeah, we'll put that ego in check there. It's like, yes, that's right. I am the Naomi Moonz. Look at that.
The only one.
Yeah, the only one. This is so funny. So how's it going? How have you been? How's life been treating you?
Life is good. It's like an anime slice and life anime.
Really? Does the anime slice of life has COVID? Stay inside your hole.
How about no COVID? Without the COVID.
Without the COVID. Okay, that's cool. You look like a very casual Bulma today. I will say that. You look like
I didn't even notice that. Thank you for calling me out. I guess I am cosplay Bulma then.
Or you could just say long sleeve sweatered Morgan. I don't know. That's what you could also say that, Yeah. So many different options you got. It's like I'm giving you you can take any of those for free. Those are yours to keep. Okay. But let's get down to it. Let's tell us about yourself. I asked this for everybody, but who is Naomi Moonz?
Naomi Moonz is a Native American. She was born in Utah, and then mainly raised in Arizona. So I reside in Arizona, and I've been cosplaying for such a long time, ever since I was in high school. So maybe like 15 years. So
you have not been. It has not been 15 years for high school. Not for you.
It feels like it. I mean, not since high school. Probably junior high or middle school.
Wow, golly, that is crazy. First off, I'd have to say, but to even think about that. Mm-hmm. But then again, it's kind of like, wait, what was your first convention? Like, what con did you go to? Like, to made you want to get into cosplay initially, though?
Well, I was invited by my friend. Her name is Lauren. She told me about it, and then also I had some other friends that were going to the same school that also heard about this convention. It was Phoenix Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. And I went there.
Phoenix Comic-Con was your first con?
Yeah, it was my first con, and I only went there one day, and that one day changed my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's crazy. That was in wait, how long has Phoenix Comic-Con been around then?
I'm not too sure, but the one I went to was back in 2008 or 2007.
That was in when it was in Mesa, right? Like in the Mesa Convention Center?
Yes. Yeah. It was
wow.
It was raining, pouring, day that I went.
Oh my god! So okay, that is crazy. And like it's funny because like back in '08, like conventions was still kind of in its infantile states.
Yeah.
So like I mean, because now PCC is a powerhouse. It's a big one.
Hmm.
Now, so yeah, so there's no mistaking it for its size. But like the Mesa Convention Center is a small dinky convention center compared that fails in comparison to where it's at now.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's really I've grown with it, them changing location, them changing from like buildings, even the crowd, the attendees, the guests, the newcomers, seeing them come and go. It's really interesting.
Yeah, very much so. Yes,
Mhm.
well, yeah, especially the kind of guests now, because like, I mean, you kind of know the ins and outs with like convention guests now, since I mean, because yeah, because of everything. But like,
Yeah.
from the most part, though, it's like it is night and day difference to what we were talking about. Like when you think about 15 years ago
Yeah.
to now, it's like,
It's
y-
so
uh,
different.
yeah, people are slinging that cash for guests. It's literally like
Mhm.
70,000, $100,000. Back in the day, you'd be lucky if you got 1,000.
Yeah,
like you'd be lucky. That's
yeah.
like yeah, yeah. So I don't know. God, wow. I really digress from this comment, but it's very. When you take a road down the memory lane, it seriously just takes you.
Yeah, definitely. It really does hit you
Mm.
back then. It's like that, like that's so Raven. You're like, that one scene.
I've always called those times like her brain aneurysm scenes because it looks like she's about to have like a stroke or like an epileptic seizure or something.
Yeah, for me, it's probably just thinking about all the bloopers that happen during cons and all the silly stuff that happens during cons.
Essentially, you're totally right, man. But like, I mean, and I mean, like, as long as I've known you, I know you've been like a giant anime nerd.
Yeah.
But like for the longest part though, what are you currently watching?
I'm currently watching Yashahime Beastar season 2.
Mhm.
Then there's some isekais that I'm also watching. Hopefully, actually, the slime anime that will be.
Oh, reincarnated.
Mm,
I was reincarnated in the slime. Yeah.
yeah, watching that one, and then I am also watching another. I think it might be an isekai. It's kind of like a slice of life isekai, but not really. It's just about this guy and this girl. Like he gets hit by truck kun, and he doesn't die. I think he survives it, and then I only watched like a couple of episodes, so I'm still kind of like getting there, trying to like know what's going on, gathering it, and then he's like like say he died a little bit, and then like he like saw this girl, and then he's like, oh
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. They called like Tonkawi or something, Tonkari or something like that.
yeah,
Then the
something like
married.
that. Yes, that
Yeah.
one, that one, that one. I'm watching that one too.
How is that? I've only seen like 3 episodes of it, but it looks pretty good.
It's pretty cute. It's a cute, you know, good good vibes. It's nothing bad or anything. It's just kind of like, oh, it just gives you a happy feeling when you watch it. Cuz like the guy's so innocent. He hasn't been married or dated anybody, and he's just like, oh, I don't know what to do. Should I do this? Oh. So it's like kind of funny.
I mean, when you look at the scenario that they're given, it's like, oh, okay, so he's never dated, he's never like been with a woman or anything like that, and then their first obvious move is to get married. I
Mhm.
mean, what the heck is going on? Seriously, with
Like
that.
I seriously don't know, but he kind of just like he's like because he got hit by a truck, and he like promised this girl because like she came by because I think he or she saved him. I don't she yeah, and they he saves her, and then he kind of like gives it like a death wish or something, and like I think
Death
years.
Wish?
I don't know, like this. He
I don't
promised
think.
her. He's like,
Are we watching the same series? I don't
I don't remember.
know.
I don't know. It's just I get so into it, and sometimes I forget what they say. It sometimes I'm just like in.
Oh, it's called Tonkawa. That's by the way. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. So I know what you say. Man, I don't know what show you're watching, but I would love to watch
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's
he
like,
like promised her to like, oh, if I see you again, let's get married, or like, or I something about marriage or something like that.
oh,
And
an ultimatum.
yeah, or something like
Okay,
that.
yeah.
And then she comes around like years later, and then at his door, and she's like, "I'm here. Let's get married." And then they like get married and stuff. And then there goes all their happy marriage slice of life stuff that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, well, that's cool. I mean, it's like, well, it's funny. Like, I tried to keep up because of our website, shameless plug, confreaksandgeeks.com. We go to like, there's a series that I'm actually wanting to write about because it's very, very messed up to me, and because like it's called, well, isekai is probably the most popular thing, like one of the most popular genres for anime as of late, and it's
Yeah.
insane on how many isekai series there are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's one that I'm like, okay, this is very weird that people aren't raising a stink about as much as I thought they would.
Mhm.
And it's called Redo of Healer. Have you heard of that?
Oh my god, I watched both episodes. Everybody was
Yo,
tweeting about it.
yo, seriously? Okay, so I read I read the mangas because like that's the kind of thing I do. I don't watch as much as I used to. I like to read because I don't have enough time to be like, oh, let's wait 13 episodes to see if it gets any better or worse. No, reading it, and then if you can read it, then you're done and you got it. I'm
Mhm.
up to date with the manga, like to everything that they're at right now,
Oh,
and it's safe to say that it gets 100% worse. like the scenarios that are like, this is the G-rated level of where you're at right now in this series, and it
oh my
gets
gosh.
insane. Yeah. So like yeah, so I was like, how is this cool? But yet last year, remember Interspecies Reviewer?
Mhm.
That one? Yeah, that one that was openly about sex, about like going to brothels and ranking like how the sex is like for these different kinds of imaginary races was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And that was a comedic level.
Mhm.
This is rape. I mean,
Yeah.
this is essentially rape towards it, and I was like, and I tried watching the episode 3, and I just couldn't do it.
Mhm.
I was like, and I have a pretty strong stomach for a lot of things, and I like in a very open mind,
Mhm.
but my god, I could not watch this at all because of
Really?
yeah, because
But you said you read it though.
I know, but like I tried, but when you go back to, okay, spoilers, guys, if you're watching episode 3 of this series, a redo of Healer, it gets kind of more, I think it gets real because like you can easily skip a page, you can easily skip it easily with
Yeah.
it. I don't think I did skip it, but I did read it. But
Okay.
like, so episode 3 was basically he was doing a flashback of like of one of the instances when they were on a small quest, right?
Mhm.
So they were clearing out the area, so it was that girl, the wizard hero is with the Blade Master hero and the Cannon hero.
Mhm.
And so then they have him, who's hooked on drugs, and he can't and that's all he cares about, and will do anything for drugs. And then they were just in camp, and then that night, so the girl puts the drugs in between her legs and then pours it on herself. Yeah. And then we'll skip to that. And that's just part A of it. Then the second part of that was that the Blade Master, she loves the girl that
Mhm.
this guy that the girl's giving her whole attention to.
Yeah.
And so she beats him down and then makes out with him because she's trying to get an indirect kiss from him because he was with the girl. And I was like, what is going on? And then he goes to the that's the second part. Then the third part is the canon hero, who's this big older guy who then rapes the guy that rapes the dude.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is too much, man. I'm sorry. This is way too much.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how people I don't know how people are saying yes to this at all. Like, well, how is this even like cool to be shown on TV?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know. It's just people that watches hentai. They're probably just used to it.
You know what? If you're people that's going to be watching hentai, I'm not judging you on watching hentai, but you call it how you see it. It's
Yeah.
hentai at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because Yeah.
A lot of the older audience, they
Mhm.
watch hentai, and it just probably doesn't bother them as much. I mean, like I watch, a couple of hentais, and it didn't really bother me at first. To be honest, like I watched,
Yeah.
the first two episodes, and I was like, oh, okay.
No.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's
No.
bad. I mean, it's bad for like other people watching it, that, or especially like younger audience are watching this
Mhm.
stuff. And I think it's on Verb, right?
Oh yeah, it's on Verve and it's on High Dive.
Yeah, and if it's on there, I mean,
Yeah, but then again, Interspecies Reviewer technically was too. But then again,
really,
like I
I
said,
didn't even know
yeah,
that.
it was briefly until Funimation. Oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was Funimation. It was on Funimation. I'm
Okay.
sorry, but in that in that aspect, yeah, I totally agree with you. But once again, I think that if you're going to call it, because like there is no excuse, because you've seen episode 2, because you remember how he ravaged that girl, and then
Yeah.
and then it was so bad, yeah, it was so bad that they did a freeze frame pan. So like, you remember they're like, okay, let's go, and then they showed you the fireplace, and they're just slowly panning the scene up and down for
Yeah.
like a good minute and a half.
Yeah.
If you have to do that on a regular anime, that's what I'm saying. That's not straight. You might
Yeah.
as well call that hentai. Like I said, call it hentai. Make it
Yeah.
the longest running hentai series with 12 episodes. I don't care, but it should not be a part of the regular circulation, is what I'm saying.
Exactly, and there's like an uncensored version too of it. So
Oh, not yet. Yeah, it's not even out yet. The censored version, the uncensored version is not going to come out until probably in about a month or two. And then what's even crazier is that version is also going to be censored because of Japanese law.
mhm.
So, but it's not going to be dark spots like the way, like it is legitimately like black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like I'm surprised about it, about that, like them being cool with that, but they were all like cancel interspecies reviewers. I mean, how dare they? It's
Mhm.
like y'all are such hypocrites when it comes to that. It's so insane.
Yeah, it is very insane, and that
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for people who watch
Like I
it.
said, oh no, I'm not. Oh, okay, I'm not shaming anyone watching it, because, like I said, I read the series, I'm reading the books and stuff like that. Like I am totally down if you're cool with the series, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that like that there's has to be a limit where it's like, okay, this is too much to be like showing on the 7 o'clock spot, or no, actually I think it shows at 9:30 a.m. in the morning
Yeah.
for us. So it's like there's a spot where you kind of be like, yeah, I don't think we should be airing this right next to like Pokemon Golden Sun, the next episode of it. I'm just saying, So I mean, it's all cool. To each their own on it. If you love it, love it. I mean, I'm just like, I'm just calling out the hypocrisy of it. That's all I'm calling out on
Yeah.
it. So yeah, because I mean, like, yeah, I'm not. I mean, who hasn't watched some sort of hentai in some way? I mean, come on,
I know,
come on.
right? Yeah.
All right. Yes. Once again, digressed. It's so easy to talk to you about this stuff. Like, we can literally talk to this stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So originally, you were big in cosplaying DBZ characters, and you kind of pivoted now. I mean, it's been years that you've been pivoting more to more diverse, different characters throughout the years, I should say. Like, what was like your driving motion for you to open up your diversity in characters of cosplay?
I've been doing Dragon Ball cosplay for such a long time, and I just kind of thought, hey, maybe I should go do something else. I mean, I've done like some like other characters from different series, but not as
Mhm.
much like I've been doing the past 2 to 3 years.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's kind of weird because like with Dragon Ball characters,
mhm.
you can only do. I mean, there's a finite amount of Dragon Ball characters that you can really choose, like as core characters. Then until you start looking at the Dragon Ball heroes and stuff like that, those kind of side generations and stuff.
Yeah.
But Yeah, but like then I was like, because I remember we did have a talk a little bit. You're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to be doing this like like as many Dragon Ball characters anymore. And I'm like, yeah, because you probably went through the whole roster essentially, and then some.
Yeah, and then there's like some personal stuff that happened. Like there's a community, they kind of like they're too, I don't know, how would I say it? Too rough, too,
Rough.
I don't know, too mean, I guess bullying and all that stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
But
unfortunate.
I overcome that, so it's okay. I mean, I think it happens to like every series. Like if
Mhm.
somebody's like uh heart to heart with the series, and then like you know people just ruining it for that for that special person who really loves it.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a mental stuff. Like it's not cool.
Is it more like like judging, like you're like judging like your cosplay, even though you weren't like you're doing it for fun, but the person's taking it to a level where it's like it wasn't supposed to be the level that you're like towards it, like, oh, your your Majin Buu is not pink enough, that kind of, those kind of microaggressions that
Yeah.
are happening. Is that are you talking about like that kind of bullying,
Yeah,
I would say?
it could be that, and then like probably the industry itself sometimes can be, like cons and all that stuff. The people that you know you you value, like you were dying to meet, or like you had high hopes for, and then once you meet them, they're just kind of like not how you thought they were, and it's kind of like really brings you down, and it'll just gives you a second thought, and then you just go depressed for a little bit because it crush your little heart and it crushes your mindset, and just kind of like, oh my gosh. And now you just figure out it's toxic, and you just want to take a break from it and pull yourself out of it for your mental being. So that's kind of like what happened to me. So, and then I started picking up other things and pivoting to like different series. I've been watching like tons of like anime. I just never really had the heart to cosplay them because I never had the motivation to cosplay it like I had for Dragon Ball. But as of now, I've been recovering from all this drama, I guess, that occurred with being a fan of Dragon Ball, and I don't feel that way anymore.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, good for you on overcoming that. So that's definitely.
I know. It's
Mhm.
kind of weird, but yeah.
No, I mean, it's especially to talk about it too, and especially on an
Well,
interview kind of deal. I
I
mean, I'm just
mean,
saying. I'm
you have to
saying.
be honest.
Say what?
I mean, it's good to be honest about things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know, but I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know me too. Like, I mean, with the like the scene in general, cosplay scene in general, it's always been that kind of level of Degrassi kind of drama to me in my eyes. So
Yeah.
like I'm just saying that like you hear it a lot behind the scenes, but like in an interview like this, like especially on the podcast, because it's going to be on podcast services, so
Mhm.
not a lot of people are very open on that kind of level of drama, like of toxicity
Mhm.
and stuff. Like it's not really mentioned, which it should actually really be,
Yeah,
with it, in my opinion too, because I totally
definitely.
agree. Got to
Mhm.
be honest about like what, like, you, because you still love cosplay. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
you still
of
do.
course. Yeah, I love cosplay, and like
Right.
I don't want anything to like destroy that feeling of me liking cosplay, and I probably won't let that happen. I
Mhm.
want to do what I want to do.
Mhm. Right, you're right,
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, you definitely still, I mean, go through all of that, and I mean, then going to conventions and stuff, and a lot of different kinds of deals, and especially how the transition is between like early stage, like, I mean, early 2000s or 2010s and stuff, to
Mhm.
like later on when it's starting to be like cosplay is consent, and all these different kinds of levels of like harassment that's been going on
Mhm.
at conventions and stuff. And
Yeah.
since we're kind of taking a break from conventions,
Yeah.
it's virtually non-existent, and this might be a redo button actually when you think about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I personally think it's a redo button. I think most cosplayer like I've talked to, they're like, oh, I've always thought about, taking a break from cosplay. Sadly, we're in a pandemic. I think this is a good reset of mind of, recharging your motivation of doing cosplaying and going to cons and socializing and all that stuff.
right, right. So I mean, that's cool. Well, it's cool that you opening up on that. That's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
have you like? I mean, you recently this week you heard about like what's happening in Japan? You know about proposing on what cosplayers to do over there. And
Yeah.
I just kind of want to get what are your thoughts on that?
Oh my God. I'm pretty shocked, Japan is trying to enforce that. And I don't know, it's kind of like there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons. I'm kind of like 50-50 with it.
Mhm.
And I understand, they want to have their rights because we're cosplaying their characters and we're, making some sort of like bank or some sort of fund, some sort of money or some sort of something, off of their characters, their rights.
I
You know,
don't know.
but I'm not too sure, but it's kind of like, it's like, I guess I would say it's not really new at the
Hmm.
same time because like,
Hmm.
Disney and Star Wars, people would be cosplaying, Star Wars characters, and you don't see Disney going out to each cosplayers saying, "Oh, you need to do this," or copywriting them. I mean,
I think it'd be virtually impossible to enforce, but
yeah,
like, well, here it'd be virtually impossible to enforce here. But
yeah,
like there, it is very possible to do that.
yeah.
But yeah, but like, I don't know, man. Like it's I've talked like I've talked to someone that does cosplay, and then she's already told me what they have to do already, like in Japan, which is like, cosplay, like they frown upon people dressed up in a like in the subway dressed up
Mhm,
like a character and stuff. So there's designated changing rooms at the place you're planning on cosplaying and stuff like that,
mhm,
just to be on top of like saying all these characters that you're cosplaying are going to be copyrighted materials. We're going to charge you a certain fee if you cosplay this person. It
mhm.
kind of defeats the fandom of
Yeah,
cosplay itself.
yeah.
And I think that like now there's one of two things I've thought that they were going to go this way. One, they're trying to get more money into the anime scenes with these characters because the problem is anime is very undercutted, like very low on income when it comes to this kind of stuff,
Mhm,
surprisingly enough. So they're trying to find other sources of income to kind of compensate for that, which is very petty way to do it because there's not a lot of conventions that are in Japan that are like, big enough to justify that.
mhm,
Uh and two, they're just wanting to stop people cosplaying.
mhm,
Like they don't want people to be dressing up as at all, like to like at all dressing up in the in social events to do it. They're just going to try to put a lid on that and just say y'all need to grow up, y'all need to get jobs, and then y'all need to stop dressing up like this, looking this crazy, like these crazy people. i
yeah,
mean I mean that's the only way I could think is like they're trying to stop the fandom. That is what I would think,
yeah.
well, in Japan.
In Japan, it'd probably be really different because I know a lot of Japan, Japanese people. They're very like respectful for
Hmm.
whatever happens type thing. They pay. They have to pay. I I don't know. It'd be really sad for a cos if I were a cosplayer in Japan. I'd probably be really bummed out. To hear that.
Well, small cosplayer. But then again, though, like there's going to be the big cosplayers that are in Japan that, yes, you're like you said, are going to get paid to dress up as these characters.
Hmm.
But that's a few and far between. That's kind of like saying a Twitch streamer, the number one Twitch streamer, is getting this much money, and you're going to put everyone at that same level
Yeah.
of doing it. It's like you can't. I mean, I don't think it's possible to sustain that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was reading in that article that the cosplayer, was her name, Inako?
Hmm.
She said that in her interview, she said that she only would do her own characters, like her own made up characters, like for interviews, for maybe I don't know if she has a Twitch, but maybe Twitch.
Hmm.
She probably does it for Twitch. So that way she won't get copyright.
Oh wow. See, I mean, she probably already thought that through already. But
Yeah.
kind
Hmm.
of sucks. Yeah, it still sucks that that's the kind of thing you have to think about. Well,
Hmm.
okay, but yeah, that's true. So, uh, like, have you been to Japan? I'm trying to remember.
I only been to Japan once, and that was
Mhm.
like back in 2010. 2010, yeah.
Oh, so before me, before I met you. Okay, it's been a while. It must have been a while. Because yeah, you should go again. You should definitely go again.
I definitely want to go there. I only went to Japan for educational reasons, for school, for abroad. It was pretty fun, and I got to stay with a host family
Hmm.
and got to experience all the historical, sites in Japan. It was really amazing.
Was this in high school?
Yeah, I was in high school.
Oh, nice, very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, we went in the summer for like 2 weeks.
Oh, it was 2 weeks. Okay, like it wasn't a full foreign exchange program. It wasn't like 6 months. Okay,
Nah,
that's so cool though. I
yeah,
mean,
it was amazing.
really?
Yeah,
Wow, you still remember
yeah,
that?
I do.
Wow.
Like,
Wow. Okay.
like my host family were really really tight with me. Like my host sister, she took me to Universal Japan. And I was like,
Hmm.
wow, this is cool.
What about the high? Like you did you actually experience high school life there? Like, or like at least like a inkling of it?
Yeah, we got to walk around the school. They did like a prep rally for us,
Hmm.
and we got to introduce ourselves. Anything. I just felt like I was in my own anime. I was in my weeb moment. And
You're in your slice of life. Did you come with like a piece of bread in your
yes,
like
yes.
running with a?
And yeah, it was really fun. I got to meet a lot of amazing people through my exchange staying there, and met, it was just really nice. The weather, even though the weather sucked, because I went during the summer, and it was
Oh,
like,
it must have been hot.
yeah,
Or was oh
it was hot, and then there was,
uh,
I think it was like a couple times it rained too.
yeah, it rained. It rains periodically.
Yeah.
It's like it's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. So like I went to Japan 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Well, not 2 years, about a year and a half ago for the Tokyo Game Show,
Mhm.
and so I arrived the perfect time. So we got on the train, and then we got an Airbnb right next to Akihabara. And yeah, like literally across the street was Akihabara. It was a
That's
really good spot.
awesome.
Yeah, so then the next day, because we were waiting for one more person that was supposed to come and stay with us, the next day, like in the middle of the night, we find out that there was a typhoon warning that was
Oh my
that was about to
god.
hit. Yeah, that was about to hit Japan, right?
Yeah.
So it hits Japan the second the our last dude lands inside the country. But the problem is the airport is out in the middle of nowhere. So the only
Mm.
way to get out of the airport is one of two ways, either taxi or train. The trains were down because the typhoon hit, like
Oh
damaged
my
the
god.
tracks.
Oh my.
And yeah, so he was stuck at the airport, and we were like sleeping and chilling inside the apartment. So like and then the power was when we woke up, the power was out. So
Jeez.
yeah, so I was like, wow, this is day one in Japan. It's like, okay, so clearly there was a
Day one? Oh
this
my
is
god.
day one.
That's so traumatizing.
But yeah, but it's like, yeah, it was so crazy. It was a crazy day, I will say, because he ended up, okay, so long story short, he did end up finding a way to get to us. He had to get a taxi cab. It cost him $225 for him from the airport to
Whoa.
get to us. Yeah. Yeah, just to get to us. It was insane. And I was like, okay, well, all the bad juju happened at the beginning of the trip. So let's just pray that nothing else goes like
Jeez.
as bad to that. But so I mean, but it didn't dampen our time. We were in Akihabara, which was which was really fun. Never been there. Now I can say I have. I don't think I care if I ever want to go again. but
You have to go again.
oh, I'm an old man, dude. I don't need all of that.
Not
All that
old.
stuff. I'm an old man. I don't like. I was like, okay, here we go. Let me go. Let me go to the game stores. Let me go see the models and the model ships and stuff and everything. It's like, okay, I've seen it. Let me go somewhere else. I want to go to Kyoto next now.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. So no, I'm going to go again. Next year, my plan is I want to go when the sakura trees bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to probably be next year. You should come.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, that is so true.
Book my ticket right now.
Book your ticket right now. There you go. That's the spirit. That's what I like to hear. Okay. Do you remember your first cosplay that you created?
My first cosplay?
Mhm.
Let me see. I have so many cosplays.
I know. That's why I would be like so surprised if you remember your first cosplay.
Well, if you want to know my first cosplay, it's got to be Hinata from Naruto Shippuden.
That was your very first?
Yeah, it was my very first one, but I didn't make it. My mom bought it for me from the anime store. It was from like
Oh, was it the one on Metro Center?
yes, that one.
It's like called all for anime or something. They're
Yeah,
all good.
all for
Yeah.
anime. Oh my god. Good memories.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I count that. I count that as an anime because you knew what it was. Like, yes. How? Oh man, how was it? If you remember, like, do you remember if it was like a good quality one or was it?
Oh, it was good. It was a good
Okay.
quality one. And then, like, remember when I said I went to Venus Comic Con, right? I
Mhm.
wore it, and I remember my friends were ordering Starbucks, and we went with their mom, and I remember I spilled hot chocolate, and I got it on my sleeve, and I was like, "No, this is a brand new cosplay."
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah, I spilled
Wait,
hot chocolate.
yo, that is hilarious. And it's
Mhm.
like, and the rest is history. That's why you never came back to that con that year. You're like, day one, I spilled hot
No.
chocolate. I'm done.
No, it was on a Sunday, so it was literally like the last day. So
Okay.
yeah, it was literally the last day, and I enjoyed it, and
Well,
they didn't stop me because like I had some napkins patting it down and everything, but I still have like a little stain on it, even though I watched it multiple times.
okay. So there, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. It
It's memories that sucked in.
it literally sunk into your skin because it's also the pain memory too of hot chocolate on your arm too.
Yeah.
It's like you see this spot?
Mhm.
It was the great hot chocolate incident of oh wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. I'm not gonna ask you like what your favorite outfit is because that would be virtually impossible to say. But do
Oh,
you
I could. I mean,
you
like,
could? You have a favorite?
there's only one outfit that I like.
Really? The one
Yeah.
that you like you've cosplayed.
Yeah.
Like you've cosplayed literally like I would have to say it has to be around almost 100 different things at this point
Well,
in time.
I could name like 3.
Okay. Yeah, so now in retrospect. Okay. All right. Okay. Name. I said 5, but hey, if you can name 3, I'm cool with that too.
I mean,
So,
5 is gonna be
uh,
impossible because I'll be like sitting here forever thinking about which one. I'll be going through my wardrobe, my closet, my drawers, like which one, yo.
okay, 3. So what's the top? What's the top 3?
Okay, so 3 would probably have to be my Hinata cosplay from Shippuden, because it's the
Wait, the
first one.
first one?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
no, you said Shippuden.
Yeah, like my first cosplay was Hinata from Shippuden.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Hinata from Shippuden. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you. Okay.
yeah, because
That was your okay.
that's
Nostalgia.
yeah, nostalgia, and then,
And the hot chocolate stain. Don't forget
and
that.
yeah, you can't forget that. And then my second one would probably have to be my Goku cosplay.
You got to be more specific.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I don't know. Where's the same outfit?
You okay, dude? Okay, you've done Super Saiyan Blue. You've done what's it called? Let's say Rose. You did Goku Rose, but he was being he was fused with what's his name?
Oh, was it Natsu?
Yeah, with Zabatsu when he's like in that mutating form of him. You've done the Gogeta version, the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which is the one I met you in,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is one. Yeah, you've done Vegito, you've done Super Saiyan, like you've done regular Super Saiyan Goku. I mean, there's so many different I mean, like, I mean,
So
yeah,
many.
I'm just saying, he's like, you got to be more specific on the version that you're talking about.
Okay. It's Super Saiyan. Like, it's because when you mentioned what was my first cosplay that I ever made, it was probably have to be my Goku Super Saiyan cosplay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the very first one that you made yourself?
Yeah. Like,
And did you do the wig style too?
mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was literally my first cosplay that I made. And then I made Gohan, Teen Gohan afterwards. I like that was like probably like my second favorite because I had really good memories. Like I wore that cosplay to Sabotin when it was back up in it's
Glendale?
2011 up
I
in
think that was Glendale, right?
no,
Like,
no, no. It was like right next to the Squat Peak or Squat Peak something up there in the Hilton. I don't know.
oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that area because good memories because Sean Schemmel, the voice of Goku, met
Mhm.
me in that cosplay, and he told me like that was like literally like the good cosplay of Goku and all that stuff, and
Like the best one he's seen.
yeah, the best one he's seen, and it made me happy, and I was like, oh my god, fangirl, whatever, and I was like so surprised. I was like, good, and then some other good fond memories while I was wearing Goku too at the same time.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
my number one, it has to be my Gine cosplay, Goku's mom.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
actually fairly recent. Like 2 years ago, right?
Well, I did remake her like two
Mhm.
times, or yeah, two times. Like I made her the first time that was like back in 2014 or 15 when they
Mhm.
barely announced it on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh my god, Goku has a mom! I want to cosplay her because I love it. She looks super cute and adorable, so I had to cosplay her." And luckily, I had my husband Jai. He
Mhm.
cosplayed. He wanted to cosplay Bardock. At the time, he was just my friend, and we were just dating at the time, and had we just got together and it was just like sentimental stuff.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
So we got together and through cosplaying, like those two characters like connected to each other, and
Mhm.
look where we're at now.
If you ever had a wedding, or if you had like a Super Saiyan wedding, that'd be freaking awesome. Actually, when you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
It-
and then not only that, like I made Gine a second time because I was invited to the Dragon Ball
the
Super
Broly premiere.
Broly, yeah, the premiere in Hollywood, and that was really awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So that was okay. So that's cool. That's fair to
Yeah,
say. That's a good
yeah.
one.
Thank
Good
you for
list.
patience.
We were talking about redo a healer for like 10 minutes, so I think we're fine. I think we're perfectly fine with you trying to figure out what questions about you that were supposed to be about you the whole time. So
Mhm.
that's all good. All
Yeah.
right, and also like for you, like your with your expert just in general, like what is it to you is the hardest part putting an outfit together?
Oof. It's like the motivation to like, you know, making it. And then also there's like tons of things I can list off why,
Yeah.
what's the hardest part of,
Well,
putting an outfit
especially
together.
now. Yeah, especially now, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's probably, pushing yourself to make it. Uh,
mhm.
and then also yourself, wondering if, will you fit into that cosplay?
That's funny.
Yeah, like, you know, it's kind of like your wedding day. Like if you have like a wedding and you're like, oh no, I gotta fit into this dress, and I don't fit in on the day of, it's kind of like that, and that's like the hardest part. And you have to work out, make sure you're in fit, make sure you're in shape for it,
Hmm.
keeping yourself healthy, and but if it comes to like material wise, like you need to make the cosplay, it's
Hmm.
like probably figuring how to make the cosplay, like what you will need, what will work, what will not work, what material will work for that cosplay, how you can construct it and everything. And you have to do like a full blown brainstorming and all that stuff, and like how much is going to be the money. That's like the probably that's the hardest part right there. I think that's like number one is the like actually number one is money. Number two is like the motivation. I'm trying to wanting to make it, and
Uh-huh.
three is your fit.
I love that. It's like it just literally started to be like, oh, just the motivation to make it. Oh well, and also staying fit. Oh wait, and also money. It's like that list the list is getting bigger and bigger slowly but surely.
Yeah.
It's like just in
Mhm.
that order, that exact order.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
man,
There's always like it's just a big list. If you wanted to make your own cosplay, it's
yeah,
so hard.
big time. I can definitely understand. I mean, uh I can only relate. The only cosplay I know, the only cosplay I've ever done is that one that no one will ever see photos of. So
Ooh, I
only ever
want
do.
to say it's so bad.
I'm never gonna show that. I'm never gonna show that at all. It's so embarrassing. I'm so cool. I still have
Why?
no, it's never gonna happen.
Uh,
But
I'll pay you 1,000 just to see it.
pay me 1,000 just to see the clip, just to see the picture. No, that's too little.
Okay.
that's,
Oh,
that's too
okay
little.
then. All right.
It was like extra. Yeah, if I did, it would be like an extra life donation of some sort. It would have to be a big one too. It'd be like
Ooh.
$10,000 or something. Like that's what it has to
Oh.
be within an hour. That's what it would have to be. Yep. That's how serious. That's how seriously like secretive that outfit's gonna be. I'm
Okay.
never gonna see the light of day on that.
Okay,
All right,
thanks.
and and you've done so many characters throughout the years as we've established already. But do you still have a dream cosplay? Something that you haven't done yet, or something that's like
Hmm.
out in the ether?
Oh my gosh, I have so many lists.
I know, I can only imagine. That's probably the worst thing with cosplay is like you're watching something, you're like, oh, I need to put that on the list, and that
Yeah.
list is gonna be like days,
Oh, yeah.
days long.
Cosplayers list. They have a list and it never stops. It's always adding on to a list. They
Mhm.
never get it done. But if I do have a dream cosplay out of that list, I gotta think. It's probably from Dragon Ball. Something from Dragon Ball.
I don't even know what you haven't done from Dragon Ball yet. Like
I have not
that you still
done.
want to do.
I have not done
Yep.
Majin Buu. I have not done Cell. I haven't done any of the villains except for the one from Dragon Ball Fighters and
Mm,
Dragon Ball
the cardinal.
Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That would be kind of cool seeing you.
I haven't done any of the main ones like Frieza. I hate Frieza. Ugh.
I've told you you should do Janemba. The big Janemba. Not
Oh,
not
okay.
not regular, not the super Janemba. I want no I've seen that Janemba. I've never seen big Janemba, the
Oh my
ridiculous
gosh.
goofy.
No. Why?
I don't like why not? You say you want to be different.
I
That'd be
I
very different.
I mean, people like cosplay Snorlax around the con. I guess I could feel like that. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I mean, I could definitely cosplay it.
He looks ridiculous. It's not because he's big. He just looks ridiculous.
I know.
I'm just
Definitely.
saying.
Yeah, I think you're right. I should cosplay him.
Well, that's or like what's his name? The new bad guy, which really irritates me. You know what's actually funny? I've been reading Super,
Mhm.
and the new story arc, the latest story arc, got me so mad about Super about Goku. It just
Oh
it made me stop. I totally lost my faith
no!
with Dragon Ball Super.
I
Yeah,
haven't been keeping up with the manga.
it just makes me so mad.
I
It's like
I I just wanted to wait till it like there's like a lot of it to read instead of
there's a lot of it to read, isn't it? Because like they're now done with the story arc.
yeah.
So, and they're starting a new one, which is surprising. I thought they would have just stopped it because this is starting to get ridiculous of how stupid Goku is.
Hmm.
Like literally stupid how Goku, literal stupid Goku is.
Oh my
Like it's very annoying to see again and again and again with him. So
I don't know. Goku needs to like take a break and take a seat.
you know what's weird is like they tried to put him in the backhand side, but the way that they write him out is not good, and it's
Hmm.
uh and I think that like the disaster what GT was when they're like, okay, we're gonna put the focus with Pan, Trunks, and Kid Goku because somehow
Hmm.
there was the Dark Dragon Balls that
Hmm.
made him a kid.
Yeah.
uh and now they're a squad. They're a squad, but
Hmm.
it's not. It's still the same. It's like Goku's still ridiculously overpowered,
Hmm.
and now you have a whole new range of color spectrums for the Saiyans now
Oh
that's
yeah.
basically lapping the original cast and stuff. Ugh, so
Hmm.
annoying. I need to
Yeah.
be yeah. I want to be the like I love the original Dragon Ball series, but they've really jumped the shark with this with Super now.
Yeah, they just coming up with new things and again Goku doing all the dirty work carrying the whole team
Mm.
besides the end of Super because of 17.
Oh yeah, but I mean, that's like a random kick. That's like it's not like he did the fight of Jiren. Like the whole
That's true. You're right. You're right.
it's like he did he was the last man standing, but it wasn't like, oh, the story revolved around 17 throughout that whhole time. It's
Mhm.
like I think the best character in Dragon Ball with Dragon Ball, like when you're talking about like progression, is
Mhm.
Vegeta. Because like he's progressed to a point where he was evil at the beginning, then he
Mhm.
kind of was chaotic, chaotic good or chaotic neutral or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then he just like it was his metamorphosis to becoming a good guy, but yet at the same time he's still kind of like a loner kind of guy, at the same
Mhm.
time. So
Yeah.
like that's the best progression that they have, but then yet they always strike him as number two, and then they show that they always like let people know about this gap that him and Goku has, and then like why don't you give why don't you give Vegeta a win? Would be
Yeah.
great.
Exactly. Instead of him
Yeah.
like getting punched in the dick or something.
Even though that was fun. That
Yeah.
is
Exactly.
it's like, come on, that's what you do. You didn't like your next your Vegeta Instagram post, you just need to hashtag let Vegeta win or
Yeah.
something like that. That
Mhm.
will work. That will work.
And
Just
it's so
let you know.
mhm. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I was a fangirl of Vegeta first when I was like really into Dragon Ball. I mean,
Mhm.
I am still into Dragon Ball. Yeah.
But not as I mean, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know exactly
Mhm.
what you mean.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like we'll see with it. So well,
Yeah.
Naomi, as always, it's always good geeking out with you. I know we just get into these awesome tangents of just randomness. Uh, uh, just every time, it's not just simple like point A, point B. That's why I love talking to you about stuff. That's really
Yeah.
cool. All right, but would you like to plug your brand? Is there anything you're wanting to like any projects you're planning on doing, or anything that you're wanting to let listeners know?
Uh, no.
That's surprising. I'm like, oh wow. It's like you should be like, hey, go to my Instagram, Naomi Moonz,
Oh,
or
okay.
all
If you
that
meant
stuff.
that, I mean, like,
Plug your brand. How else do
oh,
you want me to say?
um, follow me on Instagram at Naomi.moon with the Z at the end. And then you can find me there. You can follow me on there. You can follow me on my Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook if you want, but hardly any cosplayer does Facebook these days. But
I know, right?
yeah, but I do stream on Twitch occasionally, so you can follow me on there too. And also, if you want, you can subscribe to my OnlyFans. It's for free. But
There
yeah,
you go. So there you go. So I mean, that's cool. It's all Naomi Moonz there. So guys, thank you so much for thanks Naomi to coming on. Really appreciate it. So we got you on that with the poll there. So it's actually kind of funny when that happened. I was like, oh, I know her. Let's go message. Let's go message, see if she's free. So it's really cool. But yeah, so guys, thank you so much for listening to the Pop Culture Gems. Really appreciate y'all checking this interview out as always. So guys, if you want to do us a favor, click subscribe or follow subscribe on any podcast services, Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, all or anywhere out there for the latest episodes of cool pop culture gems like Naomi Moonz, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com. Check out all the awesome content that we like to do, news, reviews, interviews, what have you, on anything geeky coverage. And you will go a long way. Or check the video out on our YouTube, the CFG channel, and subscribe there. So you have options. There's no reason for you not to say yes to us. So there you go. Guys, this is Davis signing off. Y'all, take it easy.